My name is Sarah and I'm coming from Egypt. So in Egypt, we have very specific ideas about beauty standards. So I'm wondering, do you guys have any idea about like beauty standards from where you're coming from? Who wants to share with me? Yes?
Whether women can or shouldn't show or have body hair.
Okay, so where are you from?
The Western world, but Italy originally.
Okay, so in Italy, like if a woman shows like body hair, it's not considered beautiful?
No, it's not.
It's not. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Does anyone else wants to share something?
Sure.
Yes.
Size 36 tops. No bigger.
Is it a penis?
For women. For like, yeah, for
Penis
women.
for women.
A penis for women, yeah.
I'll take it.
And where are you from?
Half Dutch, half Australian.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So in Egypt, where I'm coming from, we have very specific beauty standards where like fair skin and silky smooth hair is the beauty standards. And in my case, I took the pretty face of my mother and the ugly hair of my father. And so my father all the time felt guilty for passing those ugly genes to his only daughter. So he would like choose all kinds of Indian oil and keep oiling my hair, hoping that a miracle could happen. But of course, nothing happened. And the thing about beauty standards is that no one from my parents would sit with me and tell me exactly, like, this is considered beautiful and this is considered ugly. But as a child, I soaked in the idea of beauty in very subtle ways. Such as the way that my mom would look at my school picture and see me sitting next to my best friend Mariam, who had fair skin and beautiful silky hair and a perfect fringe lying perfectly on her forehead. And she would look at her and say, "Oh wow, look at this beautiful girl. She looks like an angel. She's the most pretty girl in your class, Sarah." So when I was 10, the photographer was coming to my school and he was taking the school picture. So on this year, I decided that I'm going to be chosen by my mom to be the prettiest one in the class. So I went to my house and where my mom was in the living room watching TV, and I went to her and I told her, "Mama, tomorrow is our picture is going to be taken, and please take me to the hairdresser so I can have a fringe as perfect as Mariam." And so my mom told me, "No, Sarah, you cannot have a fringe like Mariam because your hair is not as smooth and soft like Mariam." "Why can't I have a fringe, Mama?" I insisted. She refused. And she left the room. I refused to take no as an answer. I had a plan. So I ran quickly to the kitchen and I chose the sharpest pair of scissors and hid them in my pajama and ran to my room. I closed the door and looked at myself in the mirror with a big smile of excitement, and I held the pair of scissors in one hand and a bunch of hair in the other, and snap! I cut my own hair. The next moment, I was screaming and crying because I cut my hair really short to the extent that it was not coming down on my forehead. Instead, it was standing. I tried to pull it down, but it's not working at all. So my mom heard me and she came to me. She opened the door and of course I couldn't hide and there was nothing to explain. She could see everything. She found me crying and of course she took me in her arms and she started to calm me down. And I told her, Mama, what am I going to do tomorrow in the picture? She got her hair straightener and she straightened my hair. So the next day I go and I had the picture taken, my school picture. Of course, my French looked so funny and I didn't look at all like Mariam. But I still have the picture till today. And when I look at this picture and I look at myself as a child, I see in my eyes a happy and proud child as for the first time of my life, I break a beauty standard by complete accident.